In the world of TfL, you'll be familiar with the red and blue roundel for London Underground. Maybe you'll be familiar with the trams, which is green, or the overground orange. But if I was to say to you, what about the yellow gold coloured roundel? What is that? Well, that is TfL coaches, and behind me is Victoria Coach Station, the amazing Victoria Coach Station, and I'm about to spend all day here going behind the scenes to see exactly what goes on.
So let's take a look around Victoria Coach Station, seeing how operations work, meet some of the staff and see some places that the public don't normally have access to.
Our ventilation shaft here, trains run right underneath, halfway between Victoria and Sloane Square.
And we'll find out a few fun secrets and learn some history about the coach station along the way. The building is a piece of London history itself, commissioned by London Coastal Coaches Limited, who are a consortium of coach operators who realised that a central facility was needed to replace various coach pickup points that were scattered all across London. And so the coach station was built and it opened in March 1932. The building was designed by Wallace and Gilbert, more of them later, in Art Deco style, with its sleek lines, geometric patterns and elegant ornamentation. Victoria Coach Station is now into its 94th year, and this Grade 2 listed building is recognised for its architectural significance and historical importance.
So Victoria Coach Station, which is owned and managed by Transport for London, is the largest coach station in Europe. 20 million footfall we had over the last previous years, obviously up from COVID where we dipped down to, I think it was about 13 million. So yeah.
An important distinction to note is that TfL operate just the coach station here. They don't run any coach services themselves. That's done by a variety of operators, and they just use the coach station facility that TfL provide. So I'm being shown around today by service delivery managers Paul and Mandy. Between them, they have many years of extensive experience working at the coach station. And our first point of call is to go and see the operations of Victoria Coach Station. That has an excellent vantage point. It's the station control.
So what Sonia's doing currently is noting the registration of each coach as they come in, because that enables us to charge them, and also looking after the station through our two-way radio. So we can see the coaches as they come in. Sonia can also look across the whole yard, see all our gates, and also see through the camera and just literally as she turns her head, see our exits as well. Every coach has got a schedule, because they're actually an intercity bus service. All those timetables are collated here by the site controller team, and then they will allocate those services to a particular gate, to a particular slot. And the reason why we have to be quite meticulous around that is because coaches now, some are 12 to 13 metres, some are 15 metres long, and certain gates have restrictions around what type of coach can go into what gate.
They have a pair of binoculars so that if you want to check in on a coach, so if you want to check on the registration of a coach across the VMA, then you can use the binoculars to have a look in the distance.
Now, the area where the coaches arrive, I've just been referring to as the forecourt, but it actually has a technical name.
This is our vehicle movement area. Coaches depart every 30 minutes, and we have 11 gates on this side. The coaches will enter here from Semley Place. They will stop at the box here, and the operations controller will tell them what gate they need to proceed to. We have a planning team who will create a gate sheet daily for the staff to relay the information to the drivers when they arrive.
Yes, as we saw up in the control room, coaches don't just turn up randomly, they have a scheduled time slot during which they must arrive and depart.
They get 30 minutes prior to departure, and if they want to stay on station any longer, then they book a parking slot.
What that allows them to do, allows TfL to do, is to give an integrated, joined up thinking around transport. So when people think of Victoria Coach Station, they think of the intercity bus services which we operate from here, but it's more than that. It's about London being one transport hub, be it if it's one of our red network vehicles like the number 11 or the 247 where I live, or if it's going to be an intercity bus service to Birmingham.
I would think the best comparison is an airport. With different airlines, we have different coach operators, but they use the one site to depart and arrive into.
Mandy, the thing that I'm rapidly realising is that what I have perceived all these years to be Victoria Coach Station, this is just where coaches depart from.
Correct, this is the departure zone.
So no one's getting off here,
No.
people are only getting on here. So if you've got a coach that arrives at the coach station, where is that?
In a whole separate building.
In a separate place. Are you going to take me there? Okay,
Yeah, that's across the road.
I've only just thought of that. Okay, so there's actually two two areas.
That's right.
Yes, across the road on Elizabeth Street is where the arrivals are, and we'll go there for a look around later. But first, we pop down into the basement area of the coach station, where there's a whole team on site who look after and maintain everything that needs maintaining. I also spot some old pictures of how Victoria Coach Station used to look, and get chatting to Brendan, who's worked here for 44 years and is therefore able to date the photos for me.
This photo's from about 1982, 84, just before the National Bus Company was changed over to, we were taken over by a privatisation. So they took off the arrow, but they left the Victoria Coach Station neon lights on the building, and then eventually later on changed it to a non-neon, just normal signage. This is, I started in 1982. I started here, so it was, I remember the building when it was neon lit. Don't remember this one. This one's a little bit before my time. That's about 1960s.
You weren't here then?
I think that, no, but the guy that was on, Chris Nash, he's the one that took all these photographs. He left them to us afterwards, but I used to work with him when I first started.
And in the basement here, Amari shows me around their workshop, which is set up for electrical work, plumbing, almost anything you can think of that needs fixing or repairing in the whole of the coach station. The whole team is here on hand to keep everything operational. Coming back upstairs from the maintenance area, and I get to see where there is a staff ticket office where you can buy coach tickets. Some of the coach operators do also have ticket machines, and I'm amused to see that there's a TfL Oyster ticket machine here as well. You can't use Oyster on coaches, can you?
Well, we're very much part of Transport for London. They own and operate the services. And one of the things we do from here is to sell Oyster cards across the TfL network, but we also sell Oyster cards at our desks as well. We're happy to sell you a ticket on any operator which serves the Victoria Coach Station area. So that's anything, not just in Victoria Coach Station, but Green Line, we will sell tickets for them on the 702. We also sell services which depart from Bullard Way, which is not part of the Victoria Station complex. So yeah, we will sell you, if we can, we will sell it to you. Oxford Tube, we sell a myriad of operators.
And then I discovered something that I definitely didn't know was here. A luggage storage facility.
Normally, it's safe for people, if they're here early in the morning and their coach isn't until the evening, you can leave your bag here all day and people go sightseeing around London. But also, if you just want to leave your luggage somewhere here in London, you can use Victoria Coach Station even if you're not actually catching a coach. It's got all the facilities. And also, amusingly, I just really like it. It's got the largest mosaic roundel in the yellow for the VCS brand. Why is this here? That's cool, right? It's cool. It's cool. Nice.
Yes, this shade of yellow is on the official TfL coach's roundel and is the same shade that's used in Victoria Coach Station's maquette. Although if you look at the TfL design document, it's actually officially listed as being gold, alongside blue, cream and slate grey as the other colours. And the Victoria Coach Station maquette is actually called Wallace Gilbert as its official name. Wallace Gilbert and Partners were the architectural firm, with lead architect being Thomas Wallace. And outside on Elizabeth Street, there's a blue plaque for him here, recognising that he was based here in his offices during the 1930s. And note how the ironwork on the windows even contains a letter V for Victoria.
And a bonus fact for you, the white on blue in the TfL Johnston font, Victoria Coach Station, it's the only station, coach station, apart from London Underground stations, to have that. So that's quite unique. Nowhere else that isn't, what you're saying is that nowhere else that isn't a tube station has that. That's right. Just you guys.
And then I spot something which really amuses me.
Paul, in the railway world, right, we get very excited when there's a station that has a platform zero, because there's not many railway stations that have platform zeros. We've just walked past and I've seen the poster which suggests that here at the coach station you have a gate zero. Has that always been the case? Where and when did gate zero come about?
It's about 10 years ago.
Okay.
That was gate 21, but so we had gate 21 next to gate 1, and I think before my time they renumbered it gate 0.
So somebody at some point went, let's renumber it to, so if you like platform zero hunting, I think you should now also catch a coach
Come here,
from gate zero.
Next I find this. Near the entrance on the corner, I discover that there's a whole history panel with more old photos, as a few years back, Victoria Coach Station celebrated its 90th birthday. And it's also in this area that I find a sort of secret, definitely a thing which so many people miss. As you walk in on the corner entrance, on the floor, look down and you'll see this huge compass design, which many people just fail to see. Keep an eye out for it next time you're here. The whole place is bustling with hundreds of passengers and loads of staff. And Paul tells me that 72 members of staff work here. Where do they work?
And that ranges from people in the back office here, people in the ticket office, in our luggage storage, and also our operational team who manage coach departures and give out customer information multimodal across the, not only for coaches but also for TfL services as well.
And as that National Express coach leaves, I catch up with one of their drivers. This is John, and I ask him about what it's like to drive coaches.
It's quite a responsibility. I mean,
Yeah.
I always think of any like bus drivers or train drivers. You've got to coach other people.
Yep.
Well, if it's full, you're heading down the M4. Like, where do you drive to? Which route do you drive?
So I go into Gloucestershire
Okay.
and through Wiltshire. So today I'm going to be going back via Swindon and then into Stroud and then back over into Gloucester where I'm based.
Typically, how many days a week do you work? Like, how many?
I do
shifts
5 days a week, but I do 4 on,
Yeah.
then 2 off.
And in one shift, do you
Yeah.
do like Victoria to somewhere and back, and that's it, or do you do like multiple?
So
runs?
I'll start over in Gloucestershire,
Yeah.
and then I'll go to Victoria, and then I'll go back the same way. So it's about 9 hours of driving a day.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Were you a bus driver beforehand?
Yes. When you're a bus driver, you don't drive for a living. It sounds really weird. You kind of do one stop to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. You stop starting all the time. With this, you get to drive. Okay. So I drive about 250 to 300 miles a day, which I like doing. I love just driving all over everywhere. So for me, I come to Victoria 5 days a week.
Okay.
It's great.
You love
It's
it?
absolutely brilliant, yeah.
You love it. Okay. All right.
Absolutely love the job.
But sometimes drivers aren't always around to move their coaches, so I caught up with Rochelle to talk about her job doing that.
I actually came here from London buses. I was previously a bus driver. I've had my PCV licence for 14 years now. So because the coach station is quite small, and we have a lot of coaches coming in and out, and the drivers have to take their legal break time, we can't always get the coach on the gate, sometimes because of the turnaround. So sometimes we will park them on our ad hoc parking, or the coach will be behind and then the front ones will have departed. So we've got the licenses so we can move it up, get the spaces that we need to bring more coaches in, move coaches from the parking over to their correct bays. Because when the coach station was originally built, coaches were 7 to 8 meters long.
Yeah, quite small now.
Yeah, now they're like
they're-
15 meters. So yeah, the space is a bit different.
We found an amazing fact, because I've just seen on the ground some little tiny silver studs. If I just stand here and I'll... Can you hear that noise in the background? Is that me, or can I hear an underground train beneath us?
You absolutely can. These little studs you see here, they mark out the tunnel boundary line. So our district and circle line run right underneath our terminals, which we got a ventilation shaft here. It's here, so the trains run right underneath, halfway between Victoria and Sloane Square.
They could build an additional tube station in between Victoria and Sloane Square called Victoria Coach. No, just like that, we've got this Battersea Power Station. It would have to be Victoria Coach Station.
And they could do that. And there was some talk of that at London Transport. That's how old I am.
Wow.
But that never came to fruition.
okay.
But yes, they could literally build a station right here.
I might just have to start calling Victoria Coach Station Victoria Coach Station.
That's who we are. We're Victoria Coach Station. Yeah.
So there's the rumble of the tube train there behind me. There's like a whole procession of coaches about to leave for the 5 o'clock, and you see the lights getting dark. And what's happening is that there's actually 2 exits out of here. There's the eastern one, which is where we were earlier, and this is now the western one. And this gentleman is literally about to like give the hand signal, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coaches are all going to leave out of the western entrance, which is this entrance here, one after the other. So I never knew this about the coaches in the coach station. They leave on the hour, 00, and on the half hour at 30 minutes past. So it's not like 10 past, 5 past, it's either top or halfway through the hour. And they're all about to go.
It's been a long day so far, and we've made sure we've had a few cups of tea along the way to keep ourselves going. There's plenty of places to grab a drink from here. In fact, I discover that this popular high street chain of coffee shop has a branch here that is open 24 hours a day. It just never closes, and serves many people who aren't even catching coaches. And across the road in the arrivals area, which we'll look at more closely next, I earlier met Diana, and her cafe has this brilliant hatch in the wall, meaning that cab drivers who pull up here to wait and pick up arriving passengers off of coaches can also grab a drink without having to go inside, and I really like that. Anyway, with daylight fading, I stepped away for a few hours and will return later for the night shift.
So the evening shift, the night time is upon us, and where we've been filming all day is in the main area there, which is where coaches depart from. But what you might not know is that across the street behind me, the 180 here, is actually where the coaches arrive. I've asked what I thought was a sensible question, which is, well, why would you have seats in an area where people are arriving? And just like you would have at arrivals at an airport, if you're waiting for someone to arrive, then there are seats for people here to sit and wait for their friends and colleagues or whatever to turn up on the arrivals. But quite often people change here, so it could be that your coach has arrived from somewhere and you arrive here and you come out, turn right, cross the road, and then go catch your next coach in the departure area. Paul,
Yeah.
when you're out wearing a high-vis, you get asked a lot of questions, right?
Yes, 100%.
What's the most popular question?
Where's the underground station?
Where's the underground station? Paul, where is the underground station?
Out of here,
Yeah.
turn left, turn right, and it's just there, about 5 minutes up the road.
Thanks very much.
Out in the arrivals area, coaches are turning up on a regular basis, and Mandy shows me a fascinating feature.
Most people think this is a coach wash, but it's actually a pedestrian deterrent. So it uses recycled water and operates like this so that people don't alight the coaches and exit into the arrivals entrance where there's a really high volume of coaches coming in. So, but yeah, it works. It's been here a long time, but it does do the job, and it's definitely not a coach wash.
So coaches are turning up on a fairly regular basis, but whilst there, Paul also shows me that in the arrivals area is where they have their engineering facilities.
So we're actually in our arrivals hall where we have our engineering facilities. Here we have our AdBlue tank, and that holds about between 30 and 40,000 litres of AdBlue, because all our vehicles are Euro 6. And here we have our diesel tank, which holds 59,000 litres of diesel. And what we do here, we will service all operators, irrespective of who they are. They can be fueled, have AdBlue, washed, cleaned inside and out, all in this facility here.
As we've been here filming this, this huge National Express coach has turned up and is going to refuel. So we're going to see a little bit of diesel refueling action, I think, happen on this pump here. We'll stick around and watch that. One of the reasons we've waited to come to this area is because it's the evening now, nighttime almost, so there's no coaches here in the maintenance area, and there's 2 pits here. And any coach on the way in, if any driver thinks there might be a problem or like a check engine light has come up on their console, they can bring it in here and the team here will come in, no matter what operator it is, and the coach can be checked out just to make sure it's still okay, still good for service. That coach will then still go back to its main operator, to its depot, to be fully repaired, but small bits of maintenance and just checking that the coach is okay to drive still can happen here. It's a different vibe. It's at night, isn't it? It just feels different.
It's a bit different. I think people are a little bit more anxious because they know that we're getting towards the last services of the day. They cannot miss them or they will be stuck here until at least 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
But there are some services that run throughout the night.
Yeah, there are. We have a Bristol. We still serve Heathrow, Gatwick, Stansted, Luton, Brighton.
But if you miss your last one north, say Manchester or Liverpool or Edinburgh, then
you're spending the night.
Victoria Coach Station, remember, it's a 24-hour operation. Services do operate throughout the night, and that means that there's staff working at night, and some of them are on permanent night shifts.
So basically we do several things. We do a lot of safety work regarding passengers. They miss their connections for the early morning coaches. We also deal with antisocial behavior. I will be here until 1 o'clock today, and then I'll go to the control room, and then we do some entering of regs and late departures as well.
Is it weird working permanent nights?
It is hard to work nights, yeah, because you have to adjust to your days off to a normal life, and then you're back on to the night life again when you're back to work. So we're expecting the 11 o'clock departures. So we got the 035 there, the 422, 423. We're missing the Flixbus, so 002 and 020. And we got the airports there. Luton, missing the Stansted, that's 10 past. Good evening. How you doing? Can you tell me if you are the 11:30 or 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, 002, gate number 8, please.
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, take care, thank you.
Victoria Coach Station has 3,500 coach departures a week. That rises to 4,000 in summer months. One of the busiest times is when the Glastonbury Festival is on and thousands of people travel to that. But weekends are usually the busiest. And did you know that you can even catch services from here that go to Poland and Ireland?
The main thing I'm learning from Victoria Coach Station is that everything is governed by this. I was calling it like the schedule or the timetable, but the actual name is the gate sheet. And this basically does say, what coach is leaving what bay at what time. And most coaches leave at 00 and 30 minutes past the hour, as discussed earlier. Except I've just noticed the last one of the day is actually timetabled to leave at 23:59, because if it was 0000 midnight, it would then flip into the next day. So to make sure it's still on the same day, they make the departure 1 minute earlier than midnight to ensure that it leaves on the same day as all the others, just for scheduling purposes. I love that.
And as part of his night shift, Ronaldo also does the other important thing: dispatch all the coaches on time at exactly 11 o'clock. It's getting late and I'm keeping an eye on the time, but over another cuppa, myself, Paul and Mandy chat some more as they continue to tell me about what it's like to work here. And as I collect my thoughts, I realise that between everyone I've met today and everything I've seen, my overwhelming sense is that there truly is a great camaraderie amongst the staff, and that Victoria Coach Station might just be the best place to work within TfL.
It's really unique, Geoff. Thanks for asking. It's a really unique working relationship we have. I mean, everyone's trying to work together, and we've worked together because it's a very unique part of TfL. We're not the underground, even though we recognise we're part of that family. We are part of buses in our directorate. We're part of the bus operations directorate, but we're still really unique. A bit like our dial-a-ride colleagues, they're unique, and we are too. I would like to think that we are the gem within the Transport for London jewellery box.
Yes, thank you, Paul, and to Mandy and to everybody else today at Victoria Coach Station. You have all been brilliant. I'll put links in the description to more, a little bit of history. Just come to Victoria Coach Station sometime, even if you're not catching a coach. That's it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.